From the customized HK-416 that hunted down Saddam Hussein's sons, to a suppressed pistol so quiet it could end a hostage situation without the next room ever knowing. These are the tools that have defined America's most secretive special operations unit for nearly 5 decades. Delta Force does not officially exist, according to the United States government. Its operators have never been photographed in uniform. Its missions are rarely acknowledged, and its exact weapons inventory has remained one of the most closely guarded secrets in modern military history. But through declassified after-action reports, retired operator interviews, and confirmed battlefield sightings, the picture has slowly come into focus. This is the complete documented arsenal of the unit, known internally simply as the unit. We start our list with rifles and carbines, HK-416. No weapon is more closely associated with Delta Force than the HK-416. This piston-driven rifle became globally famous after operators carried it during the raid that killed Osama bin Laden in 2011. But the unit had quietly adopted it years earlier after growing frustrated with the reliability issues of standard M4 carbines in the harsh, dust-choked environments of Iraq and Afghanistan. The 416's gas piston system keeps hot carbon fouling away from the bolt carrier group, allowing it to run thousands of rounds without the catastrophic jams that plague direct impingement rifles during sustained close-quarters engagements. Operators consistently rated it as dramatically more reliable than the standard issue M4, a difference that becomes a matter of life and death during a contested compound assault where a single malfunction can mean the difference between completing the mission and becoming a casualty. M4A1 with submod block II. Before the widespread adoption of the HK-416, the M4A1 outfitted with the submod block II accessory package was Delta's primary carbine for over a decade. The modular rail system allowed operators to configure the weapon for virtually any mission profile, swapping optics, foregrips, suppressors, and lights depending on whether the assault was a daylight vehicle interdiction or a pitch-black night raid deep inside hostile territory. Even after the HK-416 became more prevalent, many operators continued carrying personally configured M4A1 variants, trusting decades of cumulative combat data over newer alternatives. MK 18CQBRWHEN. The mission requires moving through tight hallways, stairwells, and cramped rooms typical of urban hostage rescue. The MK-18 close-quarters battle receiver becomes the weapon of choice. Its drastically shortened barrel sacrifices some long-range ballistic performance in exchange for a weapon that will not snag on door frames or furniture during a rapid building clearance. Delta operators have used the MK-18 extensively during compound raids where engagement distances rarely exceed the length of a single room, and where every fraction of a second saved by faster muzzle movement directly translates into survival. FN SCAR when Delta operators need to punch through cover or engage targets at extended range beyond the effective limits of a 5.56mm carbine. The FN SCAR etch chambered in 7.62mm becomes the weapon of choice for designated marksmen within assault elements. Its heavier round carries significantly more energy downrange, capable of penetrating cinder block walls and vehicle doors that would simply absorb a smaller caliber round. The SCAR etch saw extensive use during operations in Afghanistan's mountainous terrain, where engagement distances frequently exceeded what standard carbines could effectively reach. Knight's Armament SR-25, semi-automatic precision rifle that bridges the gap between a standard carbine and a dedicated bolt-action sniper system. The SR-25 allows a Delta operator to maintain rapid follow-up shot capability while still delivering devastating accuracy at distance. Its 7.62mm chambering and free-floating barrel design have made it a favorite for designated marksmen who need to provide overwatch for an assault team while retaining the ability to engage multiple threats in rapid succession, something a traditional bolt-action rifle simply cannot match. Heckler & Koch MP5SD. Integrally suppressed MP5SD has been a hallmark of Delta Force hostage rescue operations since the unit's earliest years in the 1980s, because the suppressor is built directly into the barrel shroud rather than attached as an external accessory. The weapon maintains its compact handling characteristics while reducing the sound signature to a level barely louder than the bolt cycling itself. During hostage rescue scenarios, this near silence becomes critical, allowing an entry team to neutralize a threat in one room without alerting hostage takers in an adjacent space, buying precious seconds before the entire situation can deteriorate into a chaotic firefight. Heckler and Koch Ampem 4.5 chambered in .45 ACP rather than the more common 9mm. The UMP-45 delivers significantly more stopping power per shot in close-quarters engagements, a characteristic that became particularly valuable during operations where penetrating body armor was a lower priority than achieving rapid incapacitation against an unarmored threat. Its polymer construction also made it notably lighter than older steel-framed submachine guns, a meaningful advantage for operators already carrying significant combat loads. During extended infiltration missions, Glock 19, the Glock 19 has become something close to a universal sidearm across virtually every modern special operations unit, and Delta Force is no exception. Its compact size makes it easy to carry as a backup weapon during a primary rifle malfunction, while its 9mm chambering and reliable striker-fired mechanism have proven themselves across decades of combat deployments in every climate and terrain the unit has operated in. From the deserts of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan, Heckler and Koch Mk23 SOKOM developed specifically to meet a demanding special operations requirement for a suppressor-compatible .45 caliber pistol with exceptional durability. The Mk23 became a favorite among early Delta operators despite its considerable size and weight. The weapon was engineered to survive being dropped, submerged, and abused in ways that would destroy conventional sidearms, a design philosophy that reflected the unconventional environments Delta operators frequently found themselves operating within during the unit's formative decades. Sig Sauer P226A, long-serving sidearm within the special operations community. The SIG P226 earned its reputation through legendary reliability testing that included firing thousands of rounds without a single malfunction during military evaluation trials. Delta operators favored it for its consistent trigger pull and natural pointing characteristics, qualities that matter enormously when a sidearm needs to be drawn and fired accurately under the extreme physiological stress of a close-quarters gunfight. Mk13 Mod 7 chambered in .300 Winchester Magnum. The Mk13 Mod 7 represents the modern evolution of Delta's long-range precision capability, offering significantly extended effective range compared to standard 7.62mm sniper systems, while remaining considerably more portable than the heaviest .50 caliber platforms. Delta snipers have used variants of this rifle to provide overwatch during high-value target operations, where a single precisely placed shot from over a kilometer away can eliminate a threat before an assault element ever enters the danger zone. Barrett M82A1. When the target is not a person but a vehicle engine block, a parked aircraft, or fortified cover, the Barrett M82A1 chambered in .50 BMG becomes the tool of choice. Its anti-materiel capability allows operators to disable enemy vehicles or destroy equipment from extreme standoff distances, a capability that proved valuable during operations where engaging hardened targets with conventional rifle calibers would have been simply ineffective. Mk48 Mod 1, a lightweight 7.62mm belt-fed machine gun developed specifically for special operations use. The Mk48 gives a Delta assault element significantly more sustained firepower than standard squad automatic weapons chambered in 5.56mm, while remaining considerably more portable than older general-purpose machine guns. During sustained firefights, the operator carrying the Mk48 frequently becomes the anchor of the entire formation's suppressive fire capability, allowing the rest of the team to maneuver under cover of a continuous wall of heavy caliber rounds. Remington 870 breaching shotgun. Before an assault team can clear a structure, someone has to get through the door. And the Remington 870, configured specifically for ballistic breaching, has remained the standard tool for that exact purpose for decades. Loaded with specialized frangible breaching rounds, designed to destroy a door's hinges and locking mechanism without sending dangerous shrapnel through the doorway. The breaching shotgun is typically the very first weapon discharged during a compound assault, the literal opening move of nearly every Delta direct action operation. Explosive breaching charges when a door cannot be defeated quickly enough through mechanical or ballistic means. Delta breaches rely on precisely calculated explosive charges to blow entry points through walls, doors, and even reinforce structures in a fraction of a second. The skill required to calculate the exact explosive yield needed to defeat a specific barrier without injuring the assault team standing immediately behind it represents one of the most technically demanding specializations within the entire unit, requiring operators to essentially become field engineers capable of split-second structural calculations under combat conditions. Suppressed pistols with subsonic ammunition for operations requiring absolute discretion. Specifically configured pistols firing subsonic ammunition through an attached suppressor eliminate both the muzzle report and the supersonic crack that a standard round produces as it breaks the sound barrier. This combination produces an attack so quiet that a threat can frequently be neutralized, without anyone in an adjacent room realizing a shot has even been fired. A capability that is proven decisive during hostage rescue scenarios where preserving the element of surprise for even a few additional seconds can mean the difference between a clean rescue and a catastrophic hostage. Execution. Delta Force has never officially confirmed the majority of the weapons detailed in this video. What is known comes from a patchwork of court documents, retired operator memoirs, declassified incident reports, and photographic evidence captured during the rare moments operators have been visible in combat zones without their identities being concealed. What emerges from this evidence is a consistent pattern. A unit that prioritizes proven reliability over flashy specifications, that adapts its equipment loadout to the precise demands of each individual mission rather than relying on a single standardized kit, and that has, across nearly 5 decades of continuous combat deployment, refined its arsenal through the harshest possible testing ground available to any military organization on Earth. Real, lethal, no second chances combat. The weapons themselves are simply tools. What has made Delta Force the standard against which every other special operations unit on the planet measures itself is not the hardware in their hands, but the relentless selection process, training pipeline, and operational experience of the operators who carry it.